And it's the last day of 2019, and on the show today, we review Nigerian sports in the past 12 months. My name is DJ Omotoyibo. Welcome to Sports Express, brought to you by MTN. Many thanks for joining us for the last edition of Sports Express, brought to you by MTN for the year 2019. We thank you for staying with us all year. It's been a wonderful year, maybe not so wonderful for Nigerian sports. Body Ogutui and Yemi Adesanya step into the studio. I'll try to take a look, a critical review of Nigerian sports in the year 2019 on this last day of this year. Buddy, we did something yesterday, so maybe we should start along those lines. What are your top 3 sports moments for Nigeria in this year 2019?
Yesterday, after my talk, Shegun Agbede accosted me
for being a woman rapper.
Unfortunately, this morning
it was
in the same direction. Okay, my third sports moment for this year was I started with Shuala, the first African woman to play and score in the UEFA Women's Champions League final.
Okay.
You know, she came off the bench and scored the goal.
Yeah.
Bashawa was trashed, but she got the goal. My second, the Tigress. They went to the Den of the Lions, Senegal, and they won their second African championship, back to back. Not the second, but they won back the second one.
The second one on the bounce.
And my moment of the year was Ese Bruni, the sole medal at the World Athletics Championship.
On the final day.
On the final day.
She spared her blushes, didn't she?
I'm telling you.
All right, Yemi, let's have yours.
I think Ese Bruni will be number
Your
3
third?
in my own list. The Tigers qualifying for the Olympics, being the best African nation at the World Championships, and of course the Tigress, like Buddy said, going to the Lions Den, and winning.
It looks like we are all on the same boat.
MPFL.
My moment mirrors Yemi's, but I think
In
in a different order. I put Ese Bruni as third. I put the Tigers as second. You know, I put the Tigers as first. You remember that game they had to win was against China.
Oh, that's
the
true.
host team.
The host team.
And China also needed to win to qualify. So it was a massive game against the host team, and you know they pulled it out.
Can I just complain small this morning?
Yes.
You know, I've been speaking to the people that run the platform that got the World Championships. World Cup teams. After that day, we haven't seen that game repeat again.
Exactly.
And it's sad because I wanted to see all Nigeria's games again with a different eye.
I think it's just creative programming.
Yeah.
If you put it out there, people will watch.
People will watch.
People will watch.
I've called their GM. I've sent a message to them. I'm just talking to myself, but it's fine. Next time I'll have to record it.
Abi, next time you learn. Okay, guys, that's the good news. We've talked about the good news. What's the bad news? Nigerian sports. What were those things that happened that you wish you would never come across again?
I know we all complain about football being the focus of our administration, but that's one thing that brings us together. And to see the Eagles play as badly as they did in Brazil, that was for me. That was how do I put it? It was it was traumatizing.
you know the thing about
traumatic
somebody told me about somebody asked that, why do you guys always, I said, you see, the thing was that the Eaglets in 1985 when we won the nation and the World Cup for the first time, Nigerian football was virtually dead. I remember we didn't even qualify for the 1986 Nations Cup. It was that bad.
It was that bad. And when these lads were going, we didn't nobody
So I felt they brought the love back for football. That's why they are so much loved. Even though there are issues about age grade and all of that, but they gave us pride that we're still in football. And you remember
we're winning something.
And you remember, people, there was a time people never used to call Super Eagles Super Chickens. They only interested in the So, but later years, Super Eagles recovered, of course, 94 and all of that. So I think that's a special bond and that's a special love. And still, they are still our only world champion football team.
Back to back.
Yes, So, Yemi, your worst moments?
Not qualifying for the Olympics football event.
Both.
Men and female. I think it's a huge disaster for Nigerian football.
It's far from what it was. Because I mean,
Because they had it in their
African
hands.
champions.
That's
Okay.
terrible.
Okay, all right. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, we're going to look ahead at 2020. Do we have 2020 vision for Nigerian sports? We'll be back. Welcome back. It's Sports Express brought to you by MTN on the final day of 2019, and we're assessing Nigeria's performances this year. We've done that. We've taken a look at the good and the bad and the ugly. And let's look ahead at 2020. What can we do, or how do I put it now? I think it's too late for the Olympics. Maybe a couple of players, maybe like SF Brume might have a chance, maybe. But overall, what are the things we need to do to get our sports back on track?
I was going to start from the Olympics. I think the first thing all of us need to do is to take our eyes off the Olympics. Because if you focus on it and then we get the results that I think we are going to get,
we'll not be disappointed.
Yeah, so let's just take our eyes off of it. We have missed that one. And then you are part of the minister's special group. And I like what the man is doing. I think what you should do is go to 2020, have a more long-term.
Yeah.
You should dig in with that. Sometimes what our leaders do is that they want glory now.
Yeah.
They don't want to sow the seeds and then get mentioned by history.
Yeah.
I think what Solidarity can do for himself and for Nigerian sports is set those landmarks so that when the next person comes, hopefully we have another sensible human being that will build on it. So when we are talking in years to come, we can say, okay, this person started this. That's why when we talk about the NFF, we can't forget, I think it's Emeka Omeru.
Yeah.
And Odia. No, Odia.
And the secretary Opomo.
Opomo. What those guys did, and the Odia for sports.
Odia for sports.
What those guys did, for a long time we read. That's why we are talking about. So we can't forget them. And we are wishing we have this. So what he can do is he can, for 2020, he can start those long-term plans.
Okay, I'll talk a bit about that because I know a bit about that. But let's hear you.
I think we'll probably get worse.
Before it gets better, or just get worse.
For it to get better, we need to move away from sound bites like forces, derailed the progress of sports or football.
You hear me? Yeah, sometimes you just saw this morning. You're using the
No, but it's always been the news.
No,
This agency, that agency, this is stopping.
I think
We need to move away from
I think the first thing is how sports administrators need to know criticism does not mean hatred.
It comes with the territory.
When at times when people you should, I know there are cynics and there are critics. You should be able to separate the two. You know, some people will always say something no matter what. You know those ones, throw them away. But the real critics who try to make things right, consider what they've done, take it on board and try and make amends. As regards the minister, I was part of the interministerial technical session. What I saw was somebody who showed a willingness to learn,
to depart from
and he has appreciated the fact that sports should be run as a business. That's why he's engaged with the Nigerian Economic Summit Group. He's come to Lagos, he's signed a contract. What he's trying to do is private sector driven, and that's why I, for one, am a bit interested in it. But let's see how it pans out. He himself has told us he knows that it's a long haul. He knows he's a political appointee. He said all those things. He might be there, like he said, somebody might have a cabinet reshuffle, might be out of there tomorrow. But let's see whether we can put those structures in place, because in April or May, I think in April, there's going to be like a session to try and set up a sports policy. But all these things are still ideas, and hopefully they got fruition. But at least he's doing something along the right direction.
But you know what? If we locking up onto those things, they might look like you are running against the tide now.
Yeah.
But if just one of those ideas holds,
I agree with you.
It can start a stamping that will just turn our sports around.
Yeah, me quickly. You wanted to say something before we go?
Now that Amaju Philip is out of CAF, can he focus?
Did you take him out of CAF?
He's out of CAF now.
Okay, so all that, we're done on talking about Nigerian sports for the year 2019. Yemi Adesina is still here, and we'll talk about his team of the year, European team of the year. You want to wait for that. Quickly, a few NBA results. Milwaukee Bucks defeated Chicago Bulls 122-102. Minnesota over Brooklyn 122-115. Phoenix Suns coached Portland 122-116. It was Utah Jazz over Detroit Pistons 104-81. Atlanta Hawks defeated Orlando Magic 101-93. Washington Wizards 125. Miami Heat 105. Why do you always say, when you hear basketball, your ears wake up?
No, because on New Year's Day, there's a game I've been waiting for. Hopefully it will come out to bite me. It's Warriors against the Spurs.
Okay.
What if you are them on New Year's Day?
All right. We shall see about that.
You're won 4 straight.
Yeah,
won 4 straight.
So
I hope this week ends.
After the break, the World Soccer Report. Welcome back. It's Sports Express brought to you by MTN. It's time for the World Soccer Report. Yemi is here. Yemi has just 2 minutes. We're running out of time. He tells us our European team of the European team of the European team of the year. European team of the year. And then after you can go talk to him about it and go kill him on Twitter if you don't agree. So Yemi, quickly.
Well, if the team of the week on the weekly basis is controversial, I think this one will be controversial. In goal, Cristiano Black of Atletico Madrid. I think he's had the most clean sheets across Europe in 2019. There's Trent Alexander-Arnold of Liverpool, there's Andy Robertson of Liverpool, and there's Virgil van Dijk of Liverpool, making 3 Liverpool players in our defense, and there's Kenan Koulibaly of Napoli to complete the back 4 and the back 5. In DM position is our own Wilfred Ndidi. He's Nigerian, has the most tackles across Europe, most interceptions across Europe. He is in the conversation for the best defensive midfielder across Europe as we speak. Also in central midfield is Kevin De Bruyne and of Manchester City and Jadon Sancho of Borussia Dortmund. Now, a few exceptions. Angel Di Maria could have made the list, but then not consistent enough for me. Up front, you have the likes of Jamie Vardy, Harry Kane, Aubameyang, Ciro Immobile, but all these people, and Cristiano Ronaldo, all these guys miss out. And I settled for a front 3 of Kylian Mbappe of Paris Saint-Germain, Lionel Messi of Barcelona, and Robert Lewandowski of Bayern Munich, who scored the most goals in the 2019 calendar year. And manager of the year is none other than Jurgen Klopp. Won the Champions League for Liverpool, and of course made them World Cup champions.
Okay, I won't argue with you at all because of one name that is on this list. Wilfred Ndidi. Because I was waiting for that. Because the tendency is we overlook our own when we do things like this. But I think Ndidi had a great year, and I suspect very soon he's going to make a major move out of Leicester City. So, guys, you can go out there and decide whether Yemi's team of the year is good enough for you. There's something going on Twitter. Some team of the decade that the France Football Magazine.
I'm not getting to that.
It's very, 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 very crazy. We want to thank you for joining us on the show. This is our best of the rest. This is our last best of the rest for the year, and indeed for the decade. Because when we come back tomorrow, it will be a new decade indeed. India will compete at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England. After fears were allayed, its athletes could boycott the event when shooting was omitted from the game's schedule. The announcement comes after officials of the Commonwealth Games Federation held positive talks with Indian representatives in New Delhi, with CGF President Dame Luz Martin expressing delight at India's participation while also confirming the nation's ambition to host the event in 2026 or 2030. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Dijomo Chengo. We'll see you in 2020. That's tomorrow. Good morning.